Hi, Teacher Riga here, back again to promote my IGCSE First Language English online tuition. Now, here's a tip for you to score that A star. When it comes to paper 1, question 3, your extended response, you will have to write a big, complete 5-paragraph essay. And then for paper 2, question 1, directed writing, you will have to write a big, complete essay there as well. So one big thing to decide to guide your language, how are you going to write these essays, is whether you're going to write in a formal style or informal style, right? And this you can gauge by the instructions, the question itself. You have to decide, you have to decipher, you have to identify who are you and who are you talking to? Who are you writing to? Whether it's a speech, article, or letter, right? Because depending on the writer and the audience and the relationship between the two, the way you use your language will be different. Now, let me just put it simply. The way you talk to your principal is very different from the way you talk to your best friend. This is what we're talking about when we think about formal versus informal writing, or depending on the situation, you can be somewhere in the middle with semi-formal writing. So what are the rules, the conventions here that you can apply or not apply? Okay, let's talk about it. When it comes to formal writing, we're thinking of a serious professional setting. When it comes to informal writing, it's much more casual, humorous, right? And one way to showcase the difference is through contractions. For example, it is will become it's, cannot will become can't, does not will become doesn't, right? These are examples of contractions. And in informal writing, you can be very chill. You can be like, it's not important. But then for formal writing, you have to be like, it is not very important for us to focus on this, blah, 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 you know? Okay, another way to show difference is through abbreviations. When it's informal, you can get away with saying TV with those capital letters, or like maths, right? It's the short form of those words. But in formal writing, you have to say the full word, right? Television, mathematics. What else? Slang, right? In informal writing, you can get away with saying, like, if something is nice, you can be like, oh, that was very cool, you know? But then in formal writing, you have to like really explain that it was good. Like you have to play, oh, that was a wonderful experience. Another way to show difference is through your personal pronouns. In formal writing, we talk directly to our audience, right? We use first person, second person. We say you, we, I, right? We really insert ourselves and who we're talking to into the essay. But then for formal writing, we're really focusing on the issue at hand. So we barely put the spotlight on ourselves or our audience, right? We just talk about it in general, like, oh, people believe blah, 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 you know? Or the issue at hand, right? Oh, the environment, blah, blah, blah. We don't say, you are the cause of climate change, you know? Ultimately, in that vein, it's all about language, right? Informal writing, you write in a chill way. So shorter words, shorter sentences. But formal writing, you write in a longer way. Longer words, longer sentences, right? It's the difference between saying like, oh, I'm sorry I won't be able to make it, versus my sincere apologies for the inconvenience caused for my not attending the event. You know? I hope you can see that you can say the same thing, but in completely different ways. And that's very important. That's something examiners look for when it comes to your big essays. And we can work together to really hone your techniques, do a bunch of practice so that you will be really good in this area when it comes to style. So if you're looking for a tutor, feel free to WhatsApp me today and let's make that A star happen.